flower beds this morning. We'll give this camera thing a try, and Dory's going to help. It's June 14th, 2019. Alright, this is the back flower bed, and we're going to try not to pan too quickly, and this camera thing's a learning curve too. The flower beds have a lot of potential. There's some of the, I don't know if that's a Siberian or Japanese iris back there, just getting started. The alum is almost done. The hostas love it back here. It's shady till midday. I've got a beautiful rose gonna start there. Oh, I can't wait to see it. That's from Heirloom Roses. It's gonna be fabulous this year. I've got a kind of a terraced hill here with up at the back. You can see a lot of daylilies where that no mow area is, and that's worked out real good. And let's see here, a lot of oriental lilies, stems up there, all through there. Let's see what else I've got here. Trying to keep the sun to the back. That's good. And let's go around here. Trying not to get that sun in the full. There's the beautiful spireas are just getting started here. All these rocks were on this property, and so we made good use of them with the flower beds. So the irises are just getting started here, where they are in full bloom over in that sunny area by the garden. Alright, so now we've got some flower beds over here we're going to take a look at. Let's stop there. Okay, here is the side, the longest, I don't know, one of the longest beds I've got. This is some hostas. And a lily, Asiatic lily back there, daylilies, and my bleeding heart, which is almost done. Let's get in here and look at those. They're pretty. This is as big as it's ever been. Probably about 4 years it's been in. Never seen it get quite that big. I've got some annuals, some coleus in here, and this is a geranium, just getting blooming on the sunny side. Let's see how those are. Just getting some pretty blooms. It'll get just covered with blooms, but it's very aggressive, and you need to pull it out where you don't want it. I try to keep it about this big. Even that's getting a little much over the rocks there. And some big Asiatic lilies, daylilies at the back, autumn joy sedum. Now this gets so big, I'm going to try to cut it back here in the next week or so, so that by the time it blooms it tends to flop open and it just gets too leggy or something. So here's these ones again. And these are the ship shape. It's a hybrid. This is actually a Dykes Meadow winner. These are sure pretty. I hope I'm picking up the color of that better. And okay. And this is some of the geranium back here that's a little bit more blooming on it. You can see that a little better. It sure is. It can really be pretty. Really gets just covered with blooms. And these are the old fashions, and it's hard not to like these because they get so tall and so many blooms that it's hard not to like those. And these are bright yellow Asiatic lilies, and they are going to be Big, huge things. They'll grow probably another 6 inches, foot higher. Here is a apricot one. I don't know if you can see the color in this bright sun. And then here is amethyst flame. It is also a Dyke's Meadow winner. So pretty. They hardly bloom here very well. I moved a lot of them to the garden. They just get a lot of shade. It's sunny now, but this is a big trumpet lily. It's gonna be, it'll probably grow another, I don't know how much taller. I've only had those in 2 years. And they were nice last year. Not a lot of blooms, but some. Here is my painted daisy that's had so many weeds around it, it's barely hanging on there. And then some hostas. And this one is certainly really, really open. Really pretty. That's the amethyst flame. These. And more of the old-fashioned that are so tall and the stems are so willowy. They do not fall over. Oh, and here's a bumblebee in there. Look at him doing his job. I hope he doesn't think I'm getting in his way. So this is a Shasta daisy, and I put those in a tomato cage, which you won't see in about another week. And it does help them. They fall over when it gets too dry. And it will. They will, but that really helps. I've split these up. These are the yellow ones again. They will be yellow. And I just put them about every 10 feet in here, and I have a kind of a repeating pattern in here. Just because you have more and you may have more, and you just move them and split them, and those are sure. I have a new, look at the big old alums in here. Those sure are nice. I actually moved these when the buds were up. They weren't open, but I moved them, and the leaves suffered, but they continued to open, and that's really nice. I have a goat's beard back here that's going to be the first year, and you can see it's got it's going to have almost a stilby looking stem on there. It lasted through the winter, and this is the first year it'll bloom. This is only the second year it's been in. And we've got stepping on stuff here. And look at these. These are just starting to open up. Look at how pretty those are. So dark. Very tall. Boy, if these are waist high, those are every bit as high as these. And like I said, this is all just a repeating pattern of hostas, daylilies, the autumn joy, sedum, irises in the front, and the garden phlox in the back. That's this. That will be that. And those will all bloom, and they'll be all scattered back through here, and then a great big hosta. I don't know how many years that's been in there. And these are going to be pretty. They are pretty. I don't know if you can see those. So this is, try to get the shade on it. Might pick up the color just a little bit better. And the same with these. And this is a white. They almost start like a pale blue, but as they open and stay open, they're whiter. And this is a orange, and that's a different kind of a sedum, and it's taken quite a few years to even get that big. I think they get bigger. They have more of a whiter bloom. And the monk's hood, or the spiderwort rather, is just getting started. I also put those in a tomato cage because it'll do the same thing. It just flops over, and I've found that really works really well, that tomato cage. And that's a big one. Big sedum. And I've got the lilies all scattered in here, I don't know, every 15 feet or so. And so when they start to bloom, it just follows the eye all the way through here. Another ones. These really were covered by a lot of weeds in here, so they're a little stunted. They'll get bigger. And then this is actually a native columbine, grows wild around here, but that's hard to not like. There's some big hybrids they make. I'd like to get those, but I don't have any. And that's that bed. Hopefully this beaten sun is showing them okay. Okay, there we go. Don't you tell me that wasn't going. It wasn't. Okay, so this is Dory. She's going to help me today. I'm going to this is my second attempt at this, and I'm not getting close enough to them. And it's too bright out, and you could hardly see the colors. So I'm going to try to do better about showing you them. The irises here. I've put them out in the fields. They were in the beds I just showed, but they were all leaves and hardly would bloom. So now I've got them out here, and boy, they sure do like it here. It's my pretty girl Dory. She's 7 months old. And these are an orange. I'm going to open up. Look at these big old fellas. These are the amethyst flame again. Just more that were not blooming in the other beds, and I moved them out here. Boy, they are pretty. I don't know if that's showing the color enough or if it's too sunny. We will see. And more of those. Got lots of the old fashions here. Oh goodness, these are big old things, and at least in the full sun they don't tip over. Well, those are tipping. And then these are the old fashions. And they are look, can you ever smell them? Just lots and lots of these. Lots of these. There's so many, it's hard to not like these. And these get really tall. These are the ones that get really tall. They do not tip over very easily. They just blow in the wind. And these we dug up over an area by here that was just growing wild in the grass. There was a spread of them 20 by 20 feet where a homestead used to be, and was long gone. Wasn't even no trace of the building. So we didn't really know what we were getting till we dug them up and put them here, and this is what we got. And look at this pretty pink one. These we also got from a lady my husband used to mow the grass for. Those sure are pretty. Very delicate pink. And then some over here. Don't know how good this is going to get the color of them. Trying to get in there. Look at these. These are they're almost a orangish color. Is that getting that color very well? It looks almost yellow. They're so real orange throat on them. Hopefully that's picking that color up a little better this time. Okay, now I'm going to go over here. This bed is in the full sun, so it's hard to get the color to show. I'm going to try it again. This is my second attempt. Too much movement, not very good at camera handling. I'm going to try it again. Okay, so these are ship-shape again, and like I say, I had only a handful of these and they would not bloom. Oh boy, there's the little rascal right there. That's what decimates them. That's why I was trying to get this picture now before they get in there. Oh, that is such a dark royal blue, and that is No bugs on them yet, but those beetles will eat these for lunch. So I was trying to get some pictures of them. And the poppies back here. Look at these though. They are, hopefully that's going to show you some better color on them. I wonder if I need to have my camera to the back of those. Let me try from over here. And some poppies are, I can see how pretty those are. Let's do these. Oh goodness, see now those are really, they've opened in just a day or so ago. Oh boy, here's another one. See these? These are that beetle and they love to eat those. And they will. And that's why I want to get them today. Oh goodness, they are. Oh, here's another. Trying to take them off of there and squish them, but look at here. Look at those little buggers. I don't even know if stepping on them kills them. A little bit of shade shows the color maybe a little bit more. Oh yeah, here's another. Get out of there. Throw him on the ground. There's another. Oh yeah, two of them. Oh yeah, see, then they eat them. They make holes. Here's another poppy right in here. And these are this is the other purpler color. If I can get that all in there. And here they are. And there's Miss Dory, our pretty girl. And those are, before they get all ate up by those beetles. These are sure pretty. That's why I want to get them today. I like to do it in the evening light, but those beetles are going to find them today. They can if I can smell them, they can smell them. Oh yeah, here's some more. We have those flowers for lunch. It's hard to combat them, and I'm not exactly sure how to do that. I think I need to be on this side with the sun at my back. Actually, you can kind of see where these hollyhocks have the leaves all ate by something's eating them, probably those beetles. But these are really, hopefully I'm getting the color enough. Try to hold a little more still. Yep, the beetles will have them today. Have to go to work later and I'm gonna get these. Oh goodness. Look how pretty those are. Wow. And these are the Shasta daisies. Really looking healthy. These are the bee balm with Shasta daisy in the middle, so that'll be a pretty combination. They're just growing in there. This is a garden phlox. They'll be pink. Got lots of those. Just split them and split them and split them. And here's the irises. Really, so many of those. Like I say, I started with just a handful. I mean, 3 or 4. And then just split them and split them. They wouldn't bloom in the beds over there, so I had to move them. Almost seems like the color comes up better in the shade. Oh, well, I can't shade them all. And here's some more Shasta daisy. That is a healthy looking plant. And then hollyhocks are going to be all down this row. And I work this row with just a rototiller, pretty much. Otherwise it's too much to hand weed. The rototiller will take care of it for the most part. Here's some Sweet Williams coming on. They are little bouquets all in themselves. So many. I hate to see the beetles come on them, but they're gonna. Yep. And another beautiful poppy. Let me get the picture of that. Another small one. And this is a really big violet. And the blooms are done. They bloomed in the spring. And there's another little beetle. Gonna eat my flowers. Let's see how you can pick them all off. That's bee balm. And there's a big old hollyhock. Oh, it's actually starting to get some buds on there. And these are the really pretty. These ultimately came from my mother-in-law to my sister-in-law, and she gave me seeds. And I got these. These must be in 3 years, just from seed. Look at these. Sure are pretty. Okay, that's about the end of this bed. This is a little bit paler one. Try to get a little bit closer. If that will get the picture. Ugh. Before the beetles get them. And there we go. And that's that bed right there. Okay. Probably. So here's the bed in the front. And you hear all the road noise. We're kind of right by the road. But this has the same kind of repeating pattern. I've got the big tiger lilies. Here's some, going to be some really nice peonies. Autumn joy sedum, and of course the irises. Got a few annuals put in the front. I got some zinnias to put in there. And then it repeats the phlox, autumn joy, tiger lilies, day lilies, iris in the front, some violets. There's our big violets. They were pretty in the spring. They're already done blooming. And then the big Shasta daisies. Gotta love those. They're white and they really stand out from quite a distance. Same pattern repeating here, but it gives it all summer long color. Right now is about the least with just a few irises. And then we've got a purple smoke bush there, and the bow range. We've got to get some more targets on there. We have the sporting goods store, and so this is a bow range, and these are garden phlox and violets on each side. We had tulips in between those, and they were really nice this spring. All right. Okay, so here we've got some of these spireas. Really nice this year. And so many of this stuff we got just given to us to go dig them out because they weren't blooming at this girl's I used to work with's house. So here's some hostas and the tiger lilies, white Shasta daisy, autumn joy sedum, and there's some bee balm in there. And then the pattern repeats. Autumn joy, the phlox, day lilies, bee balm. And you can see there's not a lot of blooming here, but the plants look really healthy. They love the full sun. And then hostas at the end. Okay, hopefully you enjoyed that. And I will show you another one when they are blooming.